Hello everyone, welcome to iExam B. So as you know, the SEBI Grade A exam that is expected to be held in the month of January or February, and the notification for the same is expected to come this month, and you have been informed about the same in the previous videos on this channel. So in this video we will talk about the one particular aspect of preparation for the respective exam, whether that particular aspect needs to be given due emphasis upon or not, whether it should be given importance and relevance in terms of your preparation for the respective exam. So let's proceed. So that particular aspect that we are going to talk about in this video is about the circulars which are issued by SEBI from time to time. Whether the information and the knowledge about the circulars regularly is important in terms of your preparation for the respective exam. Well, yes, it is important because the evidence and the proof for the same is reflected in the previous exams only. In the year 2021, when the exam was held, then certain questions were seen in the finance stream and also in the GS stream directly from the circulars. So like this question was there: which of the following represents a security under the Securities Contract Regulation Act to trade gold in form of a security on stock exchanges? So EGRs were actually added in that, and it was also a very new circular that was issued at the time of exam. And similarly, this question was also seen in phase 2 or phase 1. What is the maximum number of angel investors that are allowed in an AIF angel fund? Though it's a static information, but this information was provided in the circulars. So the options were there, and also this particular question was also seen in phase 2 exam of SEBI, where it is related to the trades, the trade receivables discounting system, and this particular information was picked up from RBI circular. So these questions on the memory based that are there in the database, that is actually were taken and picked from the respective circulars that were of ongoing current circulars. So with that, in this video we will discuss about certain circulars, very new circulars for the last week that were issued by SEBI. So first is extension of timeline for implementation of standardized industry classification by credit rating agency. So there is one standard classification for industry for the purpose of rating that was actually given, a particular timeline was given by SEBI to these CRAs that they have to implement by this first notification had come in April 2022, where it was to be implemented from September 30th 2022, and then it was later extended to November 30th 2022, and now the new circular has come wherein the date has been extended to 15 December 2022. So what is this all about? First of all, what is a credit rating agency? So according to the definition provided in the CRA guidelines of the SEBI Act, where credit rating agency is a body corporate that is engaged or proposes to be engaged in the business of rating of securities that are listed or proposed to be listed on a stock exchange which is recognized by board, that is SEBI, Securities Exchange Board of India. So there are various credit rating agencies as per the information provided on the SEBI website that are prevalent, that give ratings to the various industries, right? Brickworks, Care Rating, CRISIL, ICRA, etc. So in this particular circular, what exactly is the information that is given is that Market Data Advisory Committee, which is actually a standing committee which was constituted by SEBI and which comprises of like representatives from various stock exchanges, depositories and other market participants. They actually examine the industry, existing industry classification structure across the various sectors, and then after the proper analysis and examination, they have developed four 4-level industry classification for framework for adoption by all the stakeholders, right? So under this, regulator has categorized industry on the basis of macroeconomic indicators, sector, industry and basic industry. So how does it look like? It is given in the circular also, like macroeconomic indicator, let's say for example commodities, and sector included is chemicals, and industry are chemical and petrochemicals, and basic industries are given like commodity chemicals, specialty chemicals, carbon explosives and petrochemicals. So all these categorizations have been given. So these macroeconomic indicators, like there are total 12 in numbers that have been given according to the circular, and the 4 segmentations have been done like on the basis of macroeconomic indicators, sector, industry and basic industry. So what is the ultimate objective of coming up with this kind of a circular and notification? What does SEBI want to achieve? So this standardized framework will bring about uniformity in the classification that is being used across sectors and in the securities market. So that's why this classification after proper examination has been done, and the credit rating agencies have been asked to use this standardized classification for the purpose of ratings, for the purpose of peer benchmarking, and for research activities, which includes research for industries, companies as well as for the economy as a whole. So another circular which was a part of the list of SEBI circulars in the past 1 week is that SEBI sets lower single issuer limits for mutual fund debt schemes. So SEBI has introduced a credit rating based single issuer limit for actively managed mutual fund schemes, thereby lowering the investment threshold in lower rated papers. What does that mean? Mutual funds, as we know that as an investor, when we are investing in a mutual fund, it is actually always essential to understand the portfolios and how they are managed. So portfolio management means like how the fund manager is buying and selling the underlying assets, and underlying assets can be in the equity and debt or even gold, right? All these underlying assets can be there, and they can be actively managed or they can be passively managed. So what are these actively managed and passively managed mutual funds? So passive mutual fund mainly tracks the market index of like Nifty or Sensex or other indices in the same composition, and where the fund manager does not actually manage the funds on a regular basis, right? So the examples are exchange traded funds and index funds. So fund manager basically copies the movement of benchmark indices. On the other hand, these actively managed mutual funds, they are created around a particular theme, so in which the fund manager actively manage the portfolio of mutual funds by buying and selling the underlying stocks based on the market scenario, and they can be like equity or debt mutual funds. So under this circular, what SEBI has come up with, so herein the AMCs or asset management companies which are managing the portfolios like mutual funds, they have been directed not to invest more than 10% of the scheme's net asset value in AAA rated debt and money market securities from a single issuer, right? And then limit exposure is 8% for AA rated issues, and instruments below A ratings will have a 6% threshold, and it is for debt and money market related securities. And even these limits will be applicable to all new schemes only. So existing schemes will be allowed to continue as like this, because if existing schemes are also asked to participate for maintaining this particular threshold, then they will be end up actually involved in buying and selling, and then diversifying by actually getting into lower rated papers only. So that's why it's applicable only for new schemes. And SEBI earlier had imposed a credit risk based single issuer limit for debt exchange fund and index funds, that is passively managed funds, in this year May also. So now, to bring out uniformity across all kind of mutual fund, it has come up with these limits for this actively managed funds also, mutual funds also. So what is the ultimate objective behind coming up with this? It is basically to manage liquidity related issue, because lower rated papers don't have much liquidity, and the fund managers will now be will be doing to diversify more for lower rated papers, as they can no longer go beyond the limits prescribed, so thus helping investors to reduce the risk. So it is actually, the ultimate objective also is to reduce the investors risk, because mutual funds, as you see, that they are subject to market risk and all that kind of warning also comes up with. So SEBI also keeps on coming with certain guidelines in order to decrease, or in order to protect the interests of investors, in order to decrease the investors risk and protect their interest, right? So these limits, as I said, will be applicable only to new schemes, and also this similar caps already exist, as I have told you, for this passively managed funds also, such as exchange traded funds. So that is also basic objective is to rationalize rules for both active and passive funds. So these were the important circulars in the last week issued by SEBI. So after this discussion, you can actually attempt certain questions which will be as per the information already provided in this video. So this committee that I told you, that is constituted by SEBI, has developed how many industry classification framework levels for adoption by the credit rating agencies, and you can provide the answers in the comment box. A is 2, and then 4, then 5, 6 or 8. How many industry classifications have been developed? And second is, as per the new guidelines of SEBI, what is the new threshold for asset management companies for investment in below A rated debt and money market securities from a single issuer? So the respective options are given below. You can actually tell in the comment box and then tell us. So this was all about the SEBI circulars. This is basically provided to you in order to give you an information that first, there is a relevance of understanding what is SEBI coming up with in terms of circulars and news that can be part of your exam, and also the courses which we are providing will definitely, the classes will be devoted on extensive discussion on SEBI circulars, and also provide you with the information in terms of PDF and also in terms of questions, so that for you it is easier to remember and to recall when you will be attempting the questions in the exam. So please see the 50-day study plan that we have come up with, and the classes have started from 2nd December onwards, and you can actually download the study plan from the description box. And if you like this video, please subscribe to iExamB channel, and for any query you can call on this number if you have any query regarding any courses that have been that are provided by us. So all the best for your preparations. Thank you.